Good afternoon, Awaken. Good afternoon, Awaken. Happy Easter Sunday. Y'all are awesome. Y'all are awesome. Before we get into it, a couple of things that I'm going to request. Two things. One, that you silence your phones. That if you can pull your phones out and just make sure that the ringer is not on, that they're on vibrate, right? So that this experience can be the best it can be for you and the best it can be for your neighbor, right? And then the second thing is to remind you that we are not eating. There's no eating in this sanctuary, right? So just want to put that out there to make sure that you all know those two things. Yes, yes, yes. So listen, whether you are here in this room, whether you are joining us online from your living room, from your car, from your phone, welcome. We are so glad that you showed up, and that matters, right? It matters that you showed up for yourself, for us. We are so glad that you are here, and I want to say specifically to our online community, go ahead and drop now in the chat where you are joining us from. I want to remind you that even though it might seem like you are watching this, you are actually a part of this community. Isn't that true? Yes? Yes. And for those of you that are here, if this is your first time with us, actually whether you are here or whether you are in person, welcome. But every time thereafter, you are what? That is it. We absolutely know this. You are family. This is Awaken Spiritual Community. We are a soul-centered, radically inclusive, love-first community. I love that there is no judgment. There's no dogma. There is spirit. There is love. Yes, yes? Yes. Okay, and so right now, if you can, look at the screen, and if you are not connected to our community, if you don't get our alerts, then real quick, pull out your phones. And I would like for you to text the word love to that telephone number, 844-992-3033. When you do this, that will allow you to receive updates, event info, and actually all things Awaken. So if you haven't done this before, I want to invite you to do it right now, whether you're online or whether you're with us. Is it me or is this, it's just really nice and warm in here? Is it warm in here? I thought maybe because we were under the lights and because they are just so bad at what they do, like they had the heat flowing, right? No, it's warm? Excellent. Okay, I'm sure we'll figure that out. Wonderful, wonderful. All right. Take a breath with me. I want to invite you to do that. Release that, yes. Let's do that one more time. And release that. Before we go any further, let's be really intentional about opening this space together. It's Easter, right? And what we know is that no matter your background, no matter your story, whether you celebrate Easter, Passover, spring, the truth of what we are celebrating right now, that's a truth that belongs to all of us. Right? It's that truth of forgetting and remembering. It's that truth that life cannot be stopped. That love rises, that light rises. It's not just a story, it's the law. And so knowing that law, I invite you to close your eyes with me. And we don't have to close our eyes, but I invite you to close your eyes because it allows you to block out distractions and to really focus on that inner eye. That inner knowing where we remember that there is but one life, one presence, one power, one source, one substance. That is all there is. And whether you call that God, whether you call that spirit, whether you call that universal intelligence, whether you call that life, whatever you call it, it holds the galaxies in place and it still knows exactly what you walked in here holding. And this presence does not do death. It does not stay buried. It rises. It has always risen, and it is rising right now. I know this truth for myself, And I know this truth for every soul in this room and every soul that is tuning in online. Whatever felt heavy this week, whatever felt like a dead end or a closed door, Spirit is already moving it. That proverbial stone already rolling away. There is a resurrection happening in you. It is happening right now. Old stories are falling away. New life pushing through the way spring always does. The way light always does, always pushing through the way love always does. And I know that everything that is happening in this service today is divinely ordered for you, is divinely ordered for me, that the songs, the musical notes, the message, the words, the smile from a stranger, the hug from a stranger, the stillness as we meditate, Spirit is already using it for your good. Nothing here is accidental. Every soul present, online or in person, receives exactly what they came for. This is the truth that I know. I don't have to beg for it. I don't have to hope for it. My word does not return to me void. And so I release this back into the law, and I can say amen, ashe, and so it is. All right, take another breath with me. You feel that? That's what we came for. That's what I came for. Yes, yes, yes. Now, as we move into meet and greet, I want you to turn to somebody near you, and I want you to greet them. You can tell them Happy Easter. You can give them a hug. You can give them a handshake. You can give them a fist bump. You can go namaste, right? Whatever it is that you want to do, let's make each other feel seen.
One love, one life, one light, shining brightly. One love, that's what we have. One life, one light, we're shining brightly. One love, one life. Come on, Awaken. One light, we're shining brightly. One love, one life, one light, we're shining brightly. One love, one life, one light, shining brightly. Come on, son. One love, one life, one light, we're shining brightly. One love, one life, one light, we're shining brightly. Yes, Awaken. Love this energy in the room. Shining brightly. One love, one life, one light. We're shining brightly.
Yes, yes. Let's give that up for our spiritual director, Minister Shari. One love, one light, shining brightly, which is a beautiful segue into our vision and our mission. If you will, read the vision. Let's be reminded of why we are here. We are a global community that recognizes, honors, and nurtures the dignity and uniqueness of all people,
and the oneness of creation.
That's our vision. And then how we do that on a day-to-day basis, let's read together. We connect through the energy of loving kindness,
Spiritual practice, and sacred service.
and we do that with intention. Yes, yes. So now we've got some great announcements for you. Volunteer Appreciation Day we had, or we will have April 26th. Yes, yes. So grab your, no, that is just the potluck. That is our Ask and Awaken is what she is saying. That is April's Ask and Awaken. And so the volunteers are like, wait, I don't get celebrated again? I love it. So even though your phones are on silent, if you need to, just to make sure that you're reminded and want to put this on your calendar, April 26th, for those of you that are watching online, we invite you to come. And this is an opportunity. We call it Ask and Awaken. How many of you have not attended an Ask and Awaken? I'm not going to put you on the spot. I just want to see, like, kind of, yeah, okay, thank you. Wonderful. I appreciate you being honest. So then I can explain to you what it is. Food. I know I start there, right? But we do have a good time eating. And then it is also our opportunity to celebrate what's going on in the lives of everybody. So like if you have a birthday, we shout you out. We celebrate an anniversary, right? Like something that is celebratory, it is our time to celebrate you. The other part of it, the ask part of it and the awaken part, is that is also a time to bring questions that you have just about everyday life. How like I hear you say this, one life, one love, like one present. What does that mean? How does that show up in my life? You may have heard a message or a sermon or a talk recently, and you have questions about how does that look like walked out, like real world stuff? What does that look like within this truth that we believe? And that is your time. That is our time to ask those questions and to get those answers. It's a really phenomenal time. So put it on your calendar. I will go back and say that QR code is critical because that tells us what food's going to be there. And it also gives you an opportunity to put in your question if you know what it is. Yes. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So when you do go into that QR code, don't pay attention to the date. The date will be updated, but just still fill out the information. Yes. So the spiritual economics class. Come on. Just come on up here. Just come on up. It doesn't stop.
Great day, great day. So the spiritual economics class, it's still happening. So feel free to join us on Wednesdays at 6:30, and it has just been delicious. We say we got one more chapter. Who knows? Who knows? We got one more chapter, and then we still deal with credit reports. And whenever we get finished, we're going to dig in deep with these credit reports, you all. So, but join us. It has just been a delight. And we have students in the room that can attest to it. Yes, yes. And they've been inviting people and inviting people. You don't want to miss out. And it doesn't matter if you didn't get the book. If you didn't join any of the other classes, you will still be fed in this class. You wouldn't feel like you've missed anything. We will catch you up real quick.
So how do they find it?
AwakeningCarolina.org. You can go to our website, awakeningcarolina.org, look under events, and you will see spiritual economics class.
Love it.
Thank you.
Love it, love it. Yes, yes. I like that. Yeah, give it up for Julian. Yes. Wonderful, wonderful. Food resources. As always, if you know someone in Mecklenburg County who needs food support, then we are here to help. There are no income requirements. There is no judgment. This is a channel, literally, of prosperity that universe, that source is using to help those who need it. And so I would say take a screenshot and share it. Have it in your phone because you never know who you're going to run into, who you're going to interact with that will need it, or maybe know someone that will need it. And if you find yourself in need, fill out the QR code. It's as simple as that, and we will connect you to those resources. Guided meditation. I don't see her here. Okay, I was going to highlight her. Every first Sunday, we have guided meditation over in the Lighthouse. and that happens right before service. If you are so inclined to really dig in a little deeper with your meditation, that is the perfect opportunity every first Sunday. And if you need affirmative prayer, today our prayer practitioner is Reverend Ned, who is sitting in the front row. For those of you that are listening in, if you would like prayer, you don't have to be here. You can just send an email, and this works for you all as well during the week. You can just send an email to to prayer@awakeningcarolina.org. prayer@awakeningcarolina.org. And I will say as well, if you have already done prayer, like you've asked for prayer, whether with a prayer practitioner or through an email, and then that thing has been demonstrated, let us know. Prosperity reports are exciting. They remind you that prosperity is everywhere, always being encountered. Yes? Yeah, okay, it's not just me. Y'all get it too? Okay, excellent. Okay, before we go to the mini hands, yes, make light work. Spring renewal. So this is the season. We are in spring, yes? And we have an amazing human among us who goes by the name of Dr. Kamau. And Dr. Kamau is doing a 21-day health and energy reset. Dr. Kamau, can you stand up just briefly so that everyone knows who he is? We are in a season of renewal, and it's a time to refresh not only spiritually, but it's a time to refresh physically and mentally as well. So he is sharing with us his 21-day health and restoration experience. This experience is designed to support, now listen to this, greater clarity, check, yes. Greater energy, check, yes. Overall well-being, offering guidance, structure, and practical tools to help you feel more aligned and help you feel supported. Yes. That I'm excited. I will just be excited up here, Julian, with myself. Okay, cool. Thank you, Dr. Kamau. So one of the things that he's doing for our community, as part of the Awaken community, then you automatically get a $50 discount code that's available to you. So really awesome opportunity to take advantage of it. And if you want to learn more, I want you to write this down. I'm going to spell it. It's called kokaihealth.com. And it's spelled KOKAY health.com. .com. Yep. I said that for our online listeners as well. We're going to have that information on the website and on Facebook. Wonderful. Yes. Thank you. Starts April 18th, and it will go all the way up until Mother's Day, or the day before Mother's Day. Awesome. Any other questions? Okay. So Minister Shari was talking to us about the spiritual economics. And since we introduced our spiritual economics classes, which of course taught about prosperity, something has been expanding, and we're now building that out in a powerful way. So starting May 2nd from 9:30 to noon, we are launching our Health and Wealth Workshop Series. Because when we think about prosperity, isn't it true that it does include not just money and wealth, but it also includes health, right? Yes. So our first experience, put it in your calendar, Saturday, May 2nd from 9:30 to noon. And this one is special. We will have a continental breakfast, and then we're going to offer 2 workshops that'll be happening at the same time. So you can choose what speaks to you, or you can maybe tap into both. But we will have one that's focused on wealth. And we're offering a home ownership readiness workshop with insight from our very own experienced real estate professionals. And we have them both in the house with us today. So I'm going to highlight them. We've got Cherise. She's going to stand really quickly. And then we also have Frankie, who is going to stand really quickly. Yes. So they will be facilitating a workshop, and it will include down payment assistance, information that can truly shift what feels possible for you. So this is where you want to like put it on your calendar for yourself and then tell some friends, right? And bring some friends. And at the same time that workshop is happening, Dr. Kamal and others will also be sharing powerful health insights, supporting your energy, your body, and again, your overall well-being. Because we're at Awaken, like we read our vision, we read our mission. We're not just talking about change. We're not just talking about shift. We are putting some walk to the talk. So if you're ready for a shift, and you know folks who are, please share that information with them. Excellent. Next slide, please. Many hands make light work. It'll come up in a second, yep. And what that means is we have a place for you. You may not know exactly what that place looks like. We may not know exactly what that place looks like, but I can guarantee you we got the perfect spot for you to bring your gifts, to bring your talents, to be supported, to give support. And so we want you to fill out that QR code so that we can find what that space is, what that place is, and put you there. All right, are we ready to go deeper into consciousness? Yes? Let's go deeper, and I like to say deeper and higher in consciousness with our Science of Mind reading. Thank you.
Great day, everyone. This is the reading for today's Science of Mind magazine. The heart is the shrine where all prophets reside, and that is Hazit Inyat. Treatment is an action in thought alone. It opens up the avenues of thought, expands the consciousness, and lets reality through. It clarifies the mentality, removes the obstructions of thought, and lets in the light. That's from Ernest Holmes, The Science of Mind. This morning, the light of my being awakened me, but outside it was still dark. As I entered my meditation practice, the light shone even brighter, welcoming the rising sun outside my window. I greeted my son and my wife as they awakened, and my light increased when it was added to theirs. As I entered my workplace, seeing patients and the people I work alongside, I shared my light as they did with theirs. We created a unique experience never before seen in the history of the universe. When I entered the store to purchase groceries, each person I passed shared light as I shared mine with them. When I answered different phone calls, emails, messages throughout the day, technology transmitted light, which traveled great distances. When I reflected on loved ones who have transitioned, their light joined mine and mine joined theirs. A reminder that presence is not limited to physical form. As I prepared for rest, the light within was bright, yet I still found a place to drift into sleep. Even in sleep, the light was there. I am light. If we can say the affirmation together. Okay. I am a powerful and valuable light in the world. So the highlight for April, I chose Stress Awareness Month, highlighting the critical need to manage chronic stress and its impact on mental health. This year's focus, Lead with Love, promotes compassion, kindness to reduce burnout. Key strategies include daily mindfulness, exercise, and setting boundaries to improve emotional well-being. So the theme, Lead with Love, encourages individuals to adopt a compassionate approach to themselves and others, reducing the stigma around mental health struggles. Mindness and calm, mindfulness, mindful pauses, and grounding techniques to stay present and manage rising stress levels in a fast-paced world. Actionable techniques include 4-7-8 breathing, a breathing technique, regular activity, and setting strict boundaries. Seeking support and openly discussing stress with friends or professionals is highly encouraged. The 5 C's of stress. They form the base of mental and emotional health: connection, coping, calmness, care, and compassion. Incorporating these components into your daily routine can create an optimal plan for stress management, enhance relationships, and foster personal growth. Some of the warning signs of stress include persistent physical tension, headaches, significant changes in sleep patterns, constant irritability, emotional mood swings, reduced interest in enjoyable activities, and cognitive issues like memory lapses or difficulty in focusing. Other signs are appetite changes, eating too much or too little, fatigue, persistent exhaustion even after resting, and substance use, increased consumption of alcohol, nicotine, or caffeine to cope. Recognizing these symptoms is the first step towards managing stress through self-care, such as exercise, mindfulness, or seeking support, as mentioned. Thank you all.
Greetings all, blessings. You know, the beauty of being in an intentional community is that that intention is set. And that intention is about the vibration of love, right? So on a day where we acknowledge a transcendence, a return of the light, this is a time to really tap into and cultivate that heart love vibration. And here's how we're going to do it, right? You relax, right? I would suggest you not cross your legs, that you just relax and you're going to breathe. And the breathing is a breathing in and then breathing out, with expiration is going to be longer than inspiration, right? And what we're doing is remembering that you are both creator and created. And you are tapping into your divine faculty of imagination. And in that imagination, as you close your eyes or go within, right, you want to focus on your heart area. Because that heart area represents that portal where that love vibration just streams in. So I want you just to breathe in through your nose and then slowly breathe out through your nose. And let your focus be on your heart area. That heart is this geometric chestahedron, a 7-sided energetic vortex that can harness this vibration of love. And you allow yourself just to resonate in that state. We acknowledge the presence of enlightened beings, of ancestors and spiritual guides that are always there. We acknowledge and we are part of the presence that is never in absence. And as you breathe, imagine that your heart, all of our hearts are just connected by a stream of just pure love. Feel that energy just move through the room. we entrain ourselves to the frequency of love, we know that everything else is illusory. Love is what we are in essence. Love is where we come from, where we go back to, and what we seek to generate and create in our journey here. So breathe, set your intention in that heart area. As we create a portal to transmute ourselves to receive the blessings, the guidance, and all the spiritual energy that we need to have us move through this world. You are the one that you've been waiting for. You are a divine spiritual presence having a human incarnation. And breathe. Feel the love circulating through every cell of your body. And with this love, we feel so much gratitude to have this experience, to experience our own creation, to choose to be on this path of ascension. And even as we come back into the room, we are transformed. We are transmuted from this experience of divine connection. We are touched by our essential state of being. And we say blessings, blessings.
Thank you. That feels good, right? Let's take another collective deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. And as we're doing that, roll your shoulders back for me, please. And let everything fall away that no longer serves you, and releasing it in love. Great day, awaken. So like we have been talking about today, is the culmination of what they would say Holy Week. It's the day of Easter. We had the Easter egg hunt today. And did you all notice the Easter eggs? The little eggs that were out? Did you ever question why we were having eggs and bunnies? But again, as we talked about before, being in celebration of also the spring equinox, it kind of makes sense that the eggs and all are a symbol of fertility. And see, I hear a lot of ahas in here. Like, never really got that correlation. So that's where the bunnies, because they create more bunnies. We get Terry Ann shares her walk, and she sees bunnies along the way. And so they create a lot of little bunnies, a lot of them. And then the chicken eggs. So again, that's just a little tidbit of that. But I wanted to, before we actually got started, I forgot. My son is in the back. We were going to be doing a little song, just a little music. You forgot? I may have as well. You know what? Thank you. You know what, guys? I'll wait to do it later. I'm going to do it later. And Corey, when you come back up, can you bring me my phone out of the booth, please? I know. All right, so back to, if you can show me the slide, and it shows you the depiction of the Holy Week. So we had Palm Sunday last Sunday, and then it's Holy Monday. So Palm Sunday, what we would consider Palm Sunday, and that is for us recognition. So in Science of Mind, what we're under the New Thought umbrella, knowing that there is only one life, and this life is God's life, and this life is whole, complete, and self-expressing, and that life is expressing as you and me. And so now is a time for us to go deeper, because a lot of times we've heard the story, but weren't told for us what it would mean. And so I just wanted to share with that in our teaching that Palm Sunday, traditionally Jesus is recognized as he's walking into Jerusalem, not walking, but arriving on a donkey. And metaphysically, this is about recognition. This is the moment that you recognize yourself beyond your history, that you are recognizing your truth. And at this time, Jesus could have come in on a warrior horse, but instead came in on a donkey, which was meaning of being humble, of being in a posture of humility. And in that moment, when you recognize truth, the illusion loses authority. You know that things shift when you start to recognize the truth. And then as we enter into Holy Monday, this is where the clearing takes place. So when Jesus had gone into the temple and was disruptive, he turned over the tables or things like that, he was clearing out the distractions, clearing out the chaos. And this is where we have to pause in this moment. Because we've talked about clearing. We've talked about shifting our focus away from the world and going inward. But are we doing that? This is where we check in as a community. Are we checking ourselves to make sure we are not falling into the illusion? And to know that if we were told in 3rd grade that you were energy. Y'all remember, right? It was a 3rd grade, 5th grade, but at some point in school, you were told you were energy. That wasn't just for play. At some point, you're going to have to embrace that and recognize that if you're not using your energy, someone else is. Something else is. We're in an electromagnetic field. And so we have to be mindful of what we are contributing to. And so just say if there was a way to call all these people and pull in their attentions into something that they didn't want, but then you're focusing on it. We've talked about this in numerous ways. We've talked about it in different stories. But this is pertinent that you get, because you recognize you got a clean house, right? So with that, this is where your consciousness refuses to house the contradictions of truth. So with Ernest Holmes, he would say that the mind is the creative medium. So whatever you consistently entertain, you give creative authority to it. So just like in our meditation today, to say that that is one of our greatest assets is visualization. So how often are we actually using that for ourselves? Or are you getting caught up in the movies, the theater of the news, the conversations with family? I got a text thread that keeps going. And I get excited when we're celebrating something, birthdays and all, but sometimes it goes the other way. So we always have to take recognition and bring ourselves back to what we are truly choosing to experience. So again, the clearing is not just emotional, it is causal. So we have to get to the root cause if we want to see a change. And then with Tuesday is the day of choosing. So that is at that point when you have decided that you've cleared the space out, what are you going to choose to plant in? Because we are always at choice. And it can be challenging when some of us have been raised in a teaching that we were looking outside of ourselves to be saved. I'm going to talk about it. Or to not to take responsibility because it was either God's will or it was the devil. It was never being in a position or posture to truly take responsibility over our lives and our decisions. And so to know that we are operating in the law, and the law is not impressed by effort. It is impressed by acceptance. So it is not what you say occasionally, it is what you accept consistently that shapes your life. And so for those of us who say have been in any type of relationship, and you're like, I'm not going to deal with this type of person anymore, but yet that same individual keeps showing up. Keeps showing up in your experience. It could be in the workplace. It could be in the bedroom. It could be in the boardroom. However, you realize you keep experiencing the same thing, the same person with a different face because you didn't change. So until we make that integral change within, we get to experience that same thing over again. We get to. So at that point, when you get to make a choice and say, if I'm really choosing to experience something different, then I have to go within and be something different. Again, let's visualize that electromagnetic field around us. And if that is what is calling in and that's what you're attracting in, then it's not going to change anything until you change that field. Okay? And so on Wednesday, Wednesday is the day of betrayal. That's when Judas offered Jesus, I think, the 30 pieces of silver. So that's the awareness piece. And the awareness comes from, because there are times when you think you got it all. You think you did it all. You know, I cleaned out the room pretty good. But then you come to realize that, no, you missed some things. There's some things that you still have to deal with. And in that moment, again, when you've made the choice and you've decided, it says betrayal is not someone else's action. It is internal misalignment. You don't get stuck because life is against you. You get stuck where you stay in agreement with what isn't true. I'm going to say that one more time. You don't get stuck because life is against you. You get stuck where you stay in agreement with what isn't true. So awareness is the moment that the pattern loses power. This is a sacred week. Every week is. Every day is. Because we're even in the illusion of separation. That there's another day and another week and it's all one. All right. So then we get to Monday, Thursday, and we all have seen the pictures. I know those of us in my culture, most of us had this picture up on the wall somewhere of the Last Supper. And we can get into that one a little deeper too, because I love to know that the Son, and then the 12 disciples representing, I know, planets and constellations and the zodiac. But we don't. But we got time, since we're going to talk about it on another Sunday. Since I know y'all open, I can hear it. Let's go. That's why I like to say my son's son. I was like, well, you know what? Okay, so, but on that Thursday, where you begin living from the truth instead of reacting from conditioning, and then also just being in the humble state of the greatest place of being is of service, where Jesus washed the feet of the disciples, of being a servant leader. And that's who we all are choosing and calling to be. But again, as we've talked about before, is in that spiritual economics class, when we talk about what giving really looks like. Giving without attachment, giving without expectation, to know that you are serving without expectation. That is where the true giving comes in. And you can check yourself. Most of the time we got to check ourselves to say, did you give it or did you loan it? Are you making someone a thief and they don't know it? Because that in essential is what you're doing when you said you give something, but you still got cords attached to it. You still got debts associated to it. And you can hear it when we have conversations with people, you know, because I gave so-and-so and I did for so-and-so and they got a tally and it's just like, ooh, okay. And it's within the heart of how you are doing a thing, but then also how you are being. And the being part is what is integral right now. It doesn't matter how you're doing it. It's who you are in this equation. So the truth must move from idea to embodiment to demonstration. And to really understand, you don't demonstrate what you don't understand. You don't demonstrate what you don't live. And so that was always for me as a child when I would have questioned that a God would just punish you and condemn you if you really didn't know and didn't understand. But to know that there are consequences because there's a law. But like Reverend Ned said, there's no heaven or hell to put you into. So again, it is about you and how you not just understand, but overstand and understand this truth. And then there's Good Friday. Good Friday is the release. So traditionally we have been taught about the cross. And now here is where we go deeper than most people ever go, because the cross is not about suffering. The cross is about intersection. The intersection between what you have believed and what actually is true. What it means is something must end, but not your life, not your value, not your divinity, only the belief that contradicts that. Only the belief that you are separate from the divine. Only the belief that you are less than and not whole, perfect and complete. Only the belief that God is not showing up not only in you but as you. That you are the true expression of the divine. That's what you have to accept. And are you willing to accept that Christly crown? I used to believe when I was a little kid that Christ was my last name. I was like, so Shari Christ. And to feel like that would be blasphemy. Y'all can feel it. Check it. Did you feel it? For those of us who was raised in a certain type of teaching, it's a little bit in there for some. And that's what I get excited about. I want to feel if it's still in there. Prove me this day. So test yourself. The cross is where the illusion loses permission to define you. What you are calling pain may actually be the pressure of truth. Breaking through limitation. Come on. Come on. I'm going to have to say it again. What you are calling pain may actually be the pressure of truth breaking through limitation. Those of you online, y'all need to be in the room. I just tell you, the energy in here is nothing like it. But I know for those of you under the sound of my voice have heard the call from within, saying, let me out. I'm ready to be free. It's interesting when we do this and we stretch our arms wide in the release, right? Just dropping all resistance and surrendering it all. All of what someone else tried to put on you, what you tried to carry. And now you get to release it all by choice in love. To know the truth. The truth that you are whole, perfect, and complete. That there is nothing outside of you. And I'm here to tell you, there's no Savior coming. I tell you, people still, It's just like my mom, who was an educator, it said, they used to say, if you wanted people to not know something, hide it in a book. But if you want people to not know something, hide it within. How many of you are ready to read your own book? Not the book of Matthew or the book of John, but I had to read and discover the book of Shari. I'm writing the pages. How about open up the book? Are you willing to take the time? Are you interested in your book? Because what you can do is look at your life and say, am I living my life for me, or am I living it for my mother, my father, my children, my spouse, my job? Because if you look at your day, you're going to see who you're living it for. So in the stillness of Holy Saturday, traditionally the tomb, the unseen, and what we know to be true is that the law is always working, even when you think it's not. That is one thing about this teaching, and what we know to be true is that whatever you put into the law has to respond. It has to work. So when we're questioning what is happening in our lives, you just look at your life. It's like you're in the laboratory. Just look at it. We're going to get a little deeper. One thing, the United States, we like to be very kind and nice to people. So if I was up here wearing a blouse that most of you didn't care for, nobody would say anything. But in other cultures, they was like, that is ugly. You shouldn't wear that. Or you have a spot on it, because they're like, we can't afford this kind of foolishness. We may die if somebody is not telling us the authentic truth. Like, this water right here is nasty. It's bad. And United States, we be just drinking the water with all the toxins and the chemicals, and because we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm speaking very generally out there. Don't be offended. I said that to say that we have to be truthful with ourselves. When I say go into the lab to look in your life, open up the pages of your book, examine. And it's not to feel bad. It's to be able to see the evidence and see what belief needs to be changed. That's all it's showing you. Because we are God expressed. That's all there is. And so it's the opportunity to choose yet again. To choose again and again and again. So the most powerful transformations in your life will not be visible when they begin, because growth does not start in appearance. It starts in consciousness. So you are not waiting, you are integrating. So then for Resurrection Sunday, Easter Sunday, traditionally the resurrection, and metaphysically, realization, emergence. So we are taught that Christ is actually not a person. We would say Christ consciousness. It was more of a title. It is the presence. It is a universal awareness of oneness with life. So you are not rising into something new. You are remembering what has never changed. You are remembering what has never changed. Resurrection is not an event. It is the inevitable result of releasing the illusion. Because life cannot be buried. So now we see it. This is not a story of one life. This is the structure of all life. There's the recognition, the clearing, the choosing, the awareness, the embodiment, the release, the stillness, the rising, the emergence. And you don't go through it once. You go through it every time you expand. Every time you outgrow limitation. Every time you choose truth over fear. Again, you get to choose. So choose ye this day whom you're going to serve. Again, all there is God. So you are choosing the one life. You are that life. It is expressing through you right here, right now. And we are continually saying yes again and again, knowing that you are needed, you are valuable, you are an intricate, delicate, delighted part of the plan of the divine. And so we're knowing that this truth is awakened in us each and every day, expanding ever further and further. And we say thank you. We say yes, Ashe, and so it is. And so it is. I still don't know where my... So, we are going to go into the conscious giving with Reverend Ned.
That was really good. Thank you. You know, I mean, I didn't grow up learning these, well, it's gone now, but I didn't grow up with that Holy Week stuff. But it's nice to hear the metaphysical and the inner part from our point of view. It was kind of neat. I saw it was from Science of Mind, but thank you. That was pretty cool. Okay. Now, it is our opportunity for the spiritual practice of giving and receiving and knowing that it is one spiritual event. That it is spirit giving from spirit to spirit as spirit, and we can do this now as we give to our idea in our own heart of awaken. So I invite you to say with me our conscious giving affirmation. Divine love moving through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, for the good in my life.
Are you all enjoying this music?
Love.
give with joy. I give with love. It flows through me. I give with love. I give with joy. It flows through me. Reverend Ned.
We recognize what appears to be baskets is really energy. And all energy is eternal and infinite, and we flow with it. So we give thanks for the giving and the receiving. And now I invite you to join me in an idea. Today, I am at choice. Do I choose to simply react to circumstance? Do I choose to think the same thoughts I was thinking in the past? Or do I choose to open my heart, mind, and soul and clear out anything less than the perfection of spirit that is fully present right where I am? Any doubt, any fear, any idea that I could possibly be separate from that which is fully present everywhere makes no sense, and I release it. Any idea that good is somehow not right here, I let go of that. And in its place, I step into a greater idea of myself. I step into a greater idea of the infinite source of all that is, that which transcends time and space, that is all life, all intelligence, all creativity, all perfection, revealing itself through natural spiritual law. I move with it, and it moves through me, and it reveals the magnificence within me and within every one of you, that I look into the face of the other. I see the one presence of perfect good that is everywhere. I am so grateful to know that no matter what happens, infinite good is simply awaiting my recognition of it. And as I do, it flows through my consciousness and therefore into my experience. There is no limit to the amount of good in my life. There is no limit to the amount of love I can give or receive. There is no limit to the amount of abundance, prosperity, beauty, joy that I can know and feel and be. There is no limit except that which I declare for myself. And today I am at choice, and I'm not doing that. I am inspired. I'm inspired by this talk. I'm inspired by each one of you. I am inspired by life itself to step up to the call to be the great spiritual being that I am. It's real because it's reality itself. It's astonishing, the beauty in this room. That I release this clear and powerful word into the law. The law responds as it always does. I have total faith in spirit, in the law, in myself, and every one of you and everyone that I meet. I release this, and so it is.
Thank you, Reverend Ned. All right, we're closing out. Again, we're going to use this song until we create a different song for our closing. You all can get into a circle, or you can just do a little meet and greet again and hug and love on each other. But we are closed out. One love, one life, one light, shining brightly, one love. And I want y'all to imagine that this love, this in this circle, is not only for us in this room or in this building, but for the city of Charlotte, for the state of North Carolina, for our country, for our world. And while we are singing this song, shout out someone's name or say it quietly that you want some extra love sent to. You can even speak your own name. One love, shining brightly, one love, one life. You can shout out a country, shining brightly, one love, one life, one light. We're shining brightly, one love, one life, one light, shining brightly, one love, one life, one light, shining brightly. I'm gonna call out the United States, Iran, Israel, Mexico, Canada, Curacao, Italy, Spain, France, Nigeria, South Africa, Ghana, India, Thailand, Vietnam, Ukraine. One love, one life, one light. We're shining brightly. Thank you, Awaken. We love you. Create a fabulous week. Make sure your light stays shining brightly. Shining brightly. One love, one light, one light. We're shining brightly. One love, one light. And for those of you out there online, we're calling in musicians and vocalists, audio visual support, social media, event planners. Come on, y'all. Shining brightly, one love, one life, one light, shine.